Hi, I'm HAP, and welcome to my complete guide to combos in Spellbreak Battle Royale. One of the most interesting and unique things about Spellbreak is the ability to combine your spells and sorceries to create a variety of effects. In this video, I'll be attempting to showcase every elemental combination in the most time-efficient way possible. Due to the nature of this topic, the format will be a bit different from my other guides. Let's get started. First off, casting a fireball at a toxic cloud will cause it to explode into Dragonfire, dealing 2 ticks of 20 damage. This is probably the most popular combo in the game due to its high damage and large area of effect. Firing an Ice Lance at the cloud will cause it to become frozen solid. If a player is inside the cloud, it instead creates an ice mist that freezes anyone in the area. Lightning will electrify the cloud, causing it to shock nearby players in a 10-meter radius. Wind Shears slowly dissipate toxic clouds and create a toxic mist on impact that deals 6 damage per tick and applies corrosion. When playing Toxicologist, your primary spell will leave toxic puddles on the ground. Fireballs will ignite the puddles, creating Dragonfire that deals 20 damage per tick and applies Ignite. Frost will freeze and turn them into ice puddles that grant bonus move speed when you run on them. Lightning electrifies puddles, causing them to shock players on contact. Wind Shears create toxic mist on impact with the puddles, dealing 6 damage per tick and applying corrosion. Casting a stone shockwave through a flame wall will create a fire trail that lingers for a few seconds and applies Ignite. Toxic Spray will turn parts of the flame wall into Dragonfire, dealing 20 damage per tick and applying Ignite. When fireballs come in contact with the ground, they create a lingering flame puddle. Casting a shockwave through a flame puddle will create a fire trail that lingers for a few seconds and applies Ignite. Firing a toxic spray at the puddle will turn it into a mini Dragonfire that deals 20 damage per tick and applies Ignite on contact. Casting a fireball at a tornado will create a fire tornado. This will apply Ignite in a large area of effect while pulling players towards the center. Toxic spray will turn it into a toxic whirlwind that deals 4 damage per tick and pulls enemies in. Corrosion will be applied to players as they exit the whirlwind. Lightning bolts electrify tornadoes, causing them to shock players in the area of effect. When a tornado comes in contact with both fire and toxic, it explodes vertically into Dragonfire. This is called a DF-nado. The easiest way to do this combo is by running the Spellslinger talent, which allows you to carry an extra gauntlet in your inventory. When playing Frostborn, your primary spell will leave ice trails on the ground. Stone shockwaves will shatter the trail, creating ice mist that slowly freezes players. Fireballs create steam on contact with ice trails, which can then be frozen into solid ice blocks with frost. Toxic Spray will turn ice trails into toxic puddles, dealing 6 damage per tick and slowing run speed by 50%. Lightning electrifies trails, causing them to shock players on contact. Wind Shears create ice mist on impact with the trails, slowly freezing players in the area of effect. Fireballs set boulders ablaze, causing them to leave a large flame puddle on impact that deals 6 damage per tick and applies Ignite. Firing an Ice Lance at a boulder will turn it into a glacier that creates a freezing mist on impact. It's important to note that many of these combos can be created in more than one way. For example, firing a toxic cloud through a flame wall or tossing a boulder through flash freeze will achieve the same effect as using a fireball or an Ice Lance. In this video, I've shown you each of the combos, but don't be afraid to experiment and try new ways to create them. And that's the end of the guide. Thank you so much to those of you who made it to the end. I put a lot of work into these videos, so I really hope you learned a thing or two. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe and join my Discord, linked in the description below. I try to respond to every message, so it's a great place to ask questions. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.